Hello, I'm Cindy Arenberg-Seltzer, President and CEO of the Children's Services Council of Broward County. Welcome to another edition of Future First, Focus on Broward's Children. Sometimes we go about our busy daily schedules without paying attention to all the great, often free resources available throughout our county that can inform and even enrich our lives. Public libraries have been part of that mix for a long time. Often, they're an essential source of information and resources, especially for residents of more limited means. But there really is something for everyone in our library system. The Broward County Library System is recognized as being among the best in the nation. In February of 2017, Kelvin Watson was named Broward County Library's director. Prior to coming to Broward, Kelvin was the Chief Operating Officer and Senior Vice President for Queens Library in New York City, which serves 2.3 million people and circulates among the highest numbers of books and other library materials in the country. Since arriving at Broward County Libraries, he's launched a number of innovative initiatives that have expanded the community's engagement with the public library system, some of which we're going to explore today on this special edition of Future First. But first, let's get to know the man behind these innovations. Welcome, Kelvin. How exciting to have you in Broward County.
It's great to be here, Cindy.
So you came here from Queens to our beautiful Broward County. What's that been like, that transition?
It's been like vacation every day for me and my wife.
Wonderful. Now, we have something in common. Well, we have a couple of things in common. I actually started out in New York, but not in Queens. But we also have a boss in common. Our mayor, Mayor Beam Fur, former librarian, also is the chair of the Children's Services Council. And he comes to this work with a passion like no one I've ever seen. And he got you to launch a new initiative about making the libraries accessible to everybody. Can you talk a little about that?
First, I'd like to say it's great working with Mayor Fur, and his thoughts were, how can I provide library cards to anyone who was born in Broward? So after a little bit of work with the team, we came up with a program called Library Card for Life, which allows anyone born in Broward County to have a library card regardless of where they live in the world. They have access to all of our digital resources. As a matter of fact, we just recently went over 1 million circulations in our ebook system. So wow. We are certainly trying to expand the resources to people in Broward County.
Of course, that library card is the key to the kingdom, which is why he was so excited to have that done. But tell us a little bit about this kingdom that they have the key to. Tell us about some of the innovations that you've been bringing.
So as a veteran, which is something that you may or may not know, Cindy, when I came to Broward County, I wanted to do things similar to what I had done in Queens. One of those things that we did in Queens was we loaned out hotspots and tablets. So the first thing that we launched, probably around May of last year, was the Veterans Connect program, which allows us to lend hotspots to veterans and active duty military and their dependents. They can borrow these hotspots for up to 4 months. So can you imagine now having broadband access at the library, and then you can also take the internet home with you as well.
Wow, that's amazing. And you talked about the ebooks as well. Ebooks, of course, you need something to read an ebook on. Right. So how have you helped them with that?
So with the tablets, for individuals who may or may not have the ability to buy their own tablet, we're lending tablets as well. We started out in the Broward Municipal Services District and using the African American Research Library as the anchor, we've been lending tablets to individuals. We worked with the Broward County Schools and Career Source as well, so that we could make the tablet a family resource. So now you could do your homework on the tablet, you can read your ebooks, you can also watch streaming movies as well.
Wow. I know, for an old lady like me, we used to think of the library really only as books, which was always my favorite thing, so I'm not being critical at all because I love books. But there really is so much more going on at the library than just books. What else?
So we for example, have a music service that we offer for free. So you don't have to use Pandora and all of those other resources. We can actually give you access to 13 million songs.
Wow.
You can stream unlimited, and you can also download 6 free songs per week that you actually keep. So we have music, we have streaming movies, as I've mentioned, through one of our services, and we recently just launched a new service called the Go Chip. This allows you to take an entire series, and it's on a little device that's probably about the size of this, and it actually beams to your mobile device.
Yeah.
Right. So we think about all of these new technologies that we have, the smart TVs. We can actually beam those movies from that device to your smart TV as well. All it takes is Bluetooth and a little internet.
That's crazy. I do want to go back to the books, though,
Okay.
because one of the other things that's blowing my mind, but one of the other things that we partner on is the Campaign for Grade Level Reading, which is a community collaborative trying to ensure that all of our children throughout Broward County can read on grade level by the time they get to 3rd grade. And obviously the libraries play an integral role in that, in building that love of reading and helping prevent the summer slide. So can you talk about some of your preschool programming and how you're developing that love, and then the summer slide component?
So a couple of things that we have for preschoolers, of course, we have our active learning center that we'll look at a little later. We've actually been adding new devices that provide books for children to actually do read-alongs as well. So those are things that we've been adding to the collection to enhance the children's experience. As you know, we live in a world where the kids, they like to have those devices, so we're moving in that direction to provide those resources. We also, partner with you guys for the summer slide, offering our programs that we are doing separately as well as jointly at throughout the 38 library locations in the county. One of the things that I wanted to also mention was we're already starting this year. The theme for summer learning this year is Libraries Rock. And so we are taking rock to another level, including planning on having a rock concert. We're bringing in rocks for you to actually then read books on rocks, but also have rocks as well. And we've also partnered with the Broward County Parks as well, so that they can be involved in expanding summer learning, so we can have a broader reach, not for people just coming into the library, but taking the library to the people.
And you've been innovative in participating in Summer Break Spot to make sure that those who are in low-income areas are able to eat as well over the summer. Will that be continuing this year?
Yes, that will be continuing. Actually, I had a meeting yesterday with my team. We were looking at the locations. We've got 9 of our locations that just did a great job, and we actually are planning to look at summer learning and the summer learning locations and combine those with Break Spot to see if we can increase the number of meals we serve this summer.
That's so great, because of course, if you're hungry, you can't learn. And over the summer, a lot of the people in our low-income neighborhoods lose their free lunch
Right.
program, the
Right.
breakfast program, and of course, what we've seen nationwide is that there's learning loss over the summer. So by staying connected to the libraries, they can not only get fed, but also prevent that summer learning loss. It's
Right.
fantastic. My hat's off to you there.
One of the things that you mentioned in the opening, so many resources, so many tools that the libraries offer. And so with this conversation that we're having, we certainly want to, our tagline for the Broward County Libraries is to invite the uninvited. Everybody is welcome to the library, regardless of income level. If you have resources that you can purchase your own material, that the library is here as well for you if you want to borrow books, movies, magazines, you want to stream music, we have it all, including the space to just bring your own laptop and relax if you like to.
That's a really important point, too. I think that it is a public space, and it's a place where people can gather. You have readings and things where people can come and just experience literature together and build that love of the written word.
Right. And you take it to another level when you have events like one we had last month we called it Chalk Lit, and I emphasize chalk because it's not chocolate, it's chalk lit. We invited chalk artists, 25 chalk artists to the main library, and they opened up books and they actually drew outside on the plaza at the main library. We had over 5,000 people attend a Saturday afternoon at the library. So it's taking the space and introducing literature, but also introducing culture and other resources of learning to people as well.
I want to give you credit, too, for partnering in our Read for the Record. Each October, we've been part of the nationwide effort through Jumpstart to make sure that every 4- and 5-year-old is read the same book on the same day. And we've done it throughout the school system and many of the charter schools and preschools. But for those children who were not in a preschool where they could get a reader to them, you've opened up the libraries as well for that to happen.
So we, those programs as well as others, we really are working hard to partner with the schools. This past fall, we started a new digital library card. So your ID is the key. So it's the Broward Digital Direct Library Card, working with the Broward County Public Schools, and now we're actually looking at partnering with charter schools as well. So we're continuing that and looking at daycare centers and preschools as well to enhance the resources that we offer to the community, so that we can make sure that every kid, every child is reading at grade level.
One thing that our viewers may not be aware of or may be confused about is the difference between the Broward County Library System and the city libraries. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So the cities throughout the county, with the exception of a few, all are part of the county library system. So, for example, I live in Dania Beach, and within the area there's Dania Beach, there's the Sterling Road Library and the Hollywood Library that are not far. So you would think of those as city libraries, but they're actually part of the county system. So we put out a monthly or bi-monthly event schedule of all the programming that's taking place, including the public library at the Alvin Sherman Library on Nova Southeastern's campus. That's the Broward County Library as well.
Great partnerships. It's really wonderful to see all that happening. So I think we're going to get an opportunity to walk around and see some of your different exhibits in action, and why don't we do that?
All right. Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Kelvin.
So now we're in our teen studio, and I'd like to introduce you to Autumn. So Autumn, Cindy, Autumn.
Hi, Autumn. Thanks so much for having us here. Tell us about this beautiful space. It's so open and friendly.
Okay, so this is the Teen Tech Studio here at the main library. And what we do here is we have programming and events for teens using film, video equipment, photography equipment. We also have musical equipment. So we have programming around that. They also can use computers to where they can edit the video and their photographs, also their music compositions. But if they're not really into high-tech stuff, we also have low-tech with paints, air-dry clay. We have perler beads where they can make pixel art. So it's really just a chill space for teens to come and be creative. They can also come here and play video games. So we have an Xbox One, we have a Wii U, we also have some Apple TV. So they can pretty much do whatever they like when they come in.
Nice. So it's not formal programming. It's really whatever they want to make happen.
Well, we do have some formal programming, but I have a teen advisory board where I invite teens in to come and tell me what they want to do. Because it is their space, I don't want them to just have to do what I want to do. It's really for them.
Nice. I noticed that we've been keeping a few of the teens out, and they are really anxious to get into the space.
They are.
How many young people do you get on average day?
During the week, on average, I have anywhere from 12 to 15 students who come in. On the weekends, it tends to be a little higher. On Saturdays, I can have anywhere from 15 to 25.
So I know one of the things you're trying to do is outreach into the community, and that's something I hope to help you with this little segment here. What would you want to tell the teens who are thinking about coming?
Well, for the teens who are thinking about coming, if you have projects for school or if you have personal projects that involve video or music, this is the place to be. We have the equipment that you may not have at home that you can use here for free.
So we are on the 3rd floor of the main library in downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Excellent. Thanks so much for showing us your space.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
No way, everybody. Cindy, please allow me to introduce you to Kimberly. We're now in the Active Learning Center of the main library.
Kimberly, it's so good to see you
Nice
again.
to see you again, Cindy.
So tell us about this beautiful center.
Well, welcome to the Active Learning Center. So the Active Learning Center was built and opened in June of 2017. So it's still pretty new. We're here on the 2nd floor of the main library in downtown Fort Lauderdale. And it's a really rich space. It's free, educationally rich experiences that are really meant to be developmentally appropriate and promote school readiness.
Excellent. And you have been an active member of what Calvin and I were talking about earlier, which is our campaign for grade level reading. So tell us how this contributes to that.
Yes, so this is just a great space for families to come. It's really become a destination. So it started with partnership with the Broward Public Library Foundation, and they received lots of donations from the friends and family of late Library Advisory Chair Board member Eugenie Suter. She really loved children, really loved literacy, felt strongly about it, and so this space was built in her honor. And so we're really happy it's here. So now, even in the few short months it's been open, we've really seen an increase in families coming and really making this a destination.
So this spot is an activity center where children can physically engage with a lot of different things, including books, but also pounding and rolling. I see all kinds of
all sorts of
activities.
experiences. So we really believe in the power of play. So the American Library Association talks about 5 best practices that are really the foundation for early literacy and early learning. And they're simple things that families are doing already at home. They're singing, talking, reading, writing, and playing. And so there's lots of kind of varied activities, spaces for creating puppet shows. We have a puppet stage. There's a lot of dramatic play happening. We have this community center area where children can become a firefighter or NASA astronaut. So there's lots of language and literacy opportunities there. And then we have gross motor opportunities. We have a large train and a large boat that kids can climb and really kind of pretend they're coming into our little seaside village. And then lots of opportunities for problem solving and fine motor skills. So we know that play is really a chance for kids to explore and practice what they're learning. So there's lots of chance to kind of try that out here.
And as wonderful as this space is, it's really just one of 3 spaces here on the second floor of the library, right, for early learning?
Yes, so the Active Learning Center and Youth Services is kind of taking over the second floor.
Yeah.
So the power of Youth Services. So we have the kind of outside of this little village area, there's an early learning literacy station. And we have 3 of them now, and that's computers that are loaded with safe, appropriate games for families and children. And we also have kind of created a little STEM building engineering area. There's large Lego box, there's a Lego wall that the youth librarians here created. So kind of going.
Now, I know this started before either of you got here, but Kelvin, you had a really important addition to this space here on the second floor.
So my addition to this space was the stroller parking area so that we could actually have the families truly enjoy this entire space without having to bother with strollers.
Not having to trip over them.
You should see this space on a Thursday, Friday, or Monday morning. So that's when our programs are, and that's when the stroller parking lot is full, full of strollers and activities. So, like I said, it's really become a destination. We've seen mommy groups meet up here, homeschooling groups, families really working together. So we have 3 weekly programs: a Thursday morning program for 2 to 5-year-olds, a Friday morning for babies, and then a new one on Mondays because we've been having so many people come. That's really a music and movement program.
That's wonderful. So families all throughout the county can come downtown with their little ones. They can learn how to interact and give them plenty of opportunities to play.
That's right.
Thank you so
Play
much.
is the
Great
highest
to
form
see
of
you.
research. So. All right, nice to see
Wonderful.
you again.
Nice to see you.
Cindy, we're now in our creation station here at the main library, and I want to introduce you to Bob. Bob, Cindy, Bob.
Hi,
Hey,
Bob.
how are you,
So
Cindy?
nice to meet you.
How are you doing today?
This is fascinating, Bob. Tell me, where are we? What are we
So
doing?
this is Creation Station. This is the flagship for Broward County Library System for being in a maker space. You get to come in here and you get to build your own future. We give you the technology, we give you a space. You figure out what you want to do with it. Do you want to build robots? Do you want to use 3D printing? Print a 3D brain.
No way.
Sure, everything. We could do just about anything that you could possibly come up with here in the building. Sewing machines, and probably the thing that we're getting most famous for recently is all of our virtual reality gear. We've got all the stuff that you've ever heard about sitting here in the lab, ready for you to come in and explore and try and find out exactly what it's like. If you want to try it out and see what is an Oculus Rift really like, what does a Microsoft HoloLens do for you, what is augmented reality, you get to come in and explore all these sorts of things here at the flagship. And we've been spreading this out all over the county. We now are up to 12 different locations all over, including places like West Regional Library, South Regional Library, and our new Pompano Library's got 2 spaces up there, one for teens and one for adults, with full virtual reality gear, 3D printers, and everything.
I got to tell you, about half of the things that you said before, I didn't even understand what they were. So I wouldn't know to come in and ask you
That's
for
why
it.
you come in and talk to us. You come on in, we'll give you a class. It's a very casual thing. You learn with each other, and everybody gets a chance to talk and learn and find out new things about each other.
So there are classes. Is there some sort of schedule
Always.
that we should
Of
be
course.
looking for?
If you go to the library website, there's classes scheduled up for all of the locations. We teach in this location 3 classes a week so that everybody gets a chance to really explore and try out and figure out what you want to do. But if you can't make it into a class, you just show up. And all of our people here, it's much more like a family working together and everybody exploring and trying new things and figuring out what are you going to be working on and what's the next project. And somebody will be like, oh, I've got an idea for that as a photo shoot. Or, oh, I've got an idea here. Here, let me show you how to mix that tape up and do some other things with sound. Or even just sewing machines and set up a cosplay costume.
Sewing machines. That sounds very old world.
Straight. Oh, we actually have a what we call Creation Station project, a monthly project to remind everybody that we do all hands-on work. We've made candles, done clay, built terrariums, carved pumpkins, all sorts of fun hands-on crafts for everybody.
So now, Kelvin, is this meant for younger people, older people? What age are you targeting?
People of all ages. We even had a customer come in, an older customer, a gentleman who came in who wanted to learn how to. He didn't read music. Number one, he learned how to read music, learned how to play the guitar, and then he was actually creating music after that, all here at the main library creation station.
No kidding.
And we've also got upstairs what we call our creation station business, exactly for what Kelvin was talking about. Someone who wants to go in and start doing this as a career, who wants to learn about copyright, wants to learn about trademark, you can come up to Creation Station Business and take business classes to get yourself started. Build yourself a website. Start off your own business. Work on something with that. Or if you just need office space because you don't want to be working at home, come on in here. I've got offices upstairs on the 7th floor looking out over the city where you can sit in, use a conference room, have a meeting with someone, really have a great time, and it's all for free at your library.
Wow. Can you get help with resume writing and other
We do.
things?
Over in our computer center, we do help with resume writing, but one of the things we stress in Creation Station Business is not so much about finding you a job, but making a job. We talk about how we're going to grow you into a job and how you're going to be hiring people, not the fact that you're going to go look for a job. You're going to actually be hiring people for your job, for your company.
So this is entrepreneurship at its finest.
Yes, as a mini incubator, if you will.
That's actually something that we were partnering on with you in our high school programming. We have this great grant from the federal government called the Performance Partnership Pilot. And so our young people had the opportunity to come in and learn some entrepreneurship skills.
We had some really good people coming in out of that class who did the copyright class and learned exactly how much of a song can you sample before you start drawing over that line and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun to get them all involved.
That's great.
One of the things that I like about Creation Station Business, and we kind of give it another name as well, is the co-working hub. So for example, you're traveling, you need a place to go, don't want to go to Starbucks, don't want to go to McDonald's. What better place to go to do some work but the library with all the resources that we have. You can do your work, and then after you finish, you can go check out a movie.
My goodness.
Or you can come to Creation Station and make a movie.
Oh, now you're talking. Wow, I got to tell you, this has been such an amazing time here at the library. I had no idea all that was available to us.
All with your library card, all for free.
Starting at birth, right?
Starting at birth. Library card for life.
Library card for life. That is awesome. Well, I am so excited on behalf of all of our viewers and the citizens of Broward County. You're doing a great job. Happy
Thank you.
anniversary.
All right,
Thanks
you.
for
Thank
all
you
that
very
you're
much for
doing.
coming.
It's been a great day. Thank you.
I want to thank Kelvin Watson for spending his 1-year anniversary of his time in Broward here with me today, and to his staff for helping us today and sharing some information on this fantastic resource, the Broward County Library System and its main library. I've been your host, Cindy Ehrenberg-Seltzer. For this or any other episode of Future First, Focus on Broward's Children, go to our website, www.cscbroward.org, where you can access our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and remember to join us next time on Future First, Focus on Broward's Children.